Hello, this is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I wanted to just talk about an event that I went to last month in Orange County, California. I went with a friend and a colleague who's also in the beauty industry, and she owns a spa in Illinois, and she invited me to go to this marketing conference with her. So I went, and it was a 3-day conference in March, and honestly, I wasn't extremely excited about going to the conference, so to speak. I was, really on board with getting out of town, because whenever I get out of town, I tend to be able to focus a bit more and, do some more things than I feel like I can get done in a short period of time when I'm in my own office environment, so to speak. For instance, she and I went to the gym every morning, and I'm not one that goes to the gym. I do work out, but I tend to work out at home. But, she and I went to the gym together really early in the morning, about 4:30 a.m. and, got it in and got back up, showered. We, strategized and did some, just banter back and forth. And we tend to do this whenever we get to see each other, which is not very often. But at this conference that we went to, it was actually a marketing conference for Marketing Impact Academy, and Chalene Johnson. I've been following her on social media for a few years now, and she's super full of energy, and she's really super smart, and the woman knows her stuff. She's in the fitness industry. She's well known for, a lot of her industry related videos that she's done for the fitness industry and Beachbody and, things like that. But we both were in the VIP section up front, and it was a really great experience, even if we weren't in the VIP section. But this conference was very informative. We both learned a lot. We both garnered a lot from going to this. But one of the things that I got out of it, or the experience that I had going to it, and if you don't know by now, I'm a really big introvert. I'm actually an extroverted introvert, meaning I'm really, introverted and shy and a bit quiet around those that I don't know and I'm not really familiar with. But those that I know pretty well, I can really feel more comfortable to open myself up more and be more of who I really feel, comfortable being, because I don't feel like I'm being judged. But at this event, like I was saying, it was such a different experience, because I've been to many conferences over the years. I've traveled across the country to go to different conferences, and I'm always learning for my business. And I have a lot of different people that I've learned from. Some, I've learned more from than others. Some may have been a complete waste of time, but that's neither here nor there. That's just life, and you go through that sometimes. Just like when you go to school, there's some teachers that you learned a lot more from than others. But at her conference, she had a lot of moments where we were able to just kind of get up and move and have dance breaks, and good music was playing, and I, was saying to myself, are we really at a marketing conference right now? And we were having a great time. It wasn't just a party. It wasn't just about, we get to party and we get to have fun. No, it was just that it was these moments where it really helped to make me feel a little bit more awake and alive. Because being on the East Coast and traveling to the West Coast and being in these conferences all day, honestly, sometimes it's like, okay. Yeah, let me write that down. Okay. Because my mind and my body is still on the East Coast. So when we're still in a conference at 6 o'clock at night, my body is saying, it's really 9 o'clock at night, so it feels later to me. But I didn't feel this way at all during this this conference that I went to and this time that I was out there, because she was just really making it so that you didn't feel that way. And even though it was very super informative, I had a really great time. You'll see these pictures here, but I had no idea, we had these opportunities and we were able to get up and dance, and I didn't even know that they were taking pictures. So at the end, on the last day of the conference, they gave a link and they said, oh, well, you can see all of the pictures from the conference at this link. So I said, oh, okay, there must be, just different pictures of the speakers, on stage, different moments. So I was going to go and check those out. And lo and behold, there were so many pictures of the attendees when we were, just getting up and having a good time. And to see these pictures, and there were, a few pictures of me. At first it was a little bit embarrassing, and then it was funny. And then I felt super empowered. I was like, wow, look at me. I honestly had no idea. But when I saw these pictures and after I pondered it for a moment, the thoughts that came through my mind were that, wow, there were these hundreds of people in attendance at this conference, and there weren't instances every single time when the music was playing and every single person was out on the floor dancing. But I did. And I didn't care about what anybody else was saying. I didn't care about what anyone was thinking. I didn't care about if anyone was looking at me or if anyone was laughing or snickering or pointing. My mind never even thought that way, because I was just in that moment, focused and having a good time. And for a lot of people, you may say, well, who cares? I'm like that all the time. I'm not, because as an introvert, I'm most of the time cognizant of what my actions may cause someone else to have a certain type of reaction. And that's not to say that I quote unquote care what other people think, but one of the things about being an introvert is you don't want to offend anybody. So you're always trying to be on your P's and Q's and kind of walk on eggshells around others, because you don't want to offend anybody. It's not about you being so super sensitive because you don't want to make anyone else mad. But as an introvert, you don't want to hurt anybody else, or you don't want to make anybody else feel offended in any type of way. So in order to not do that, you stay on a level of being really safe and not putting yourself out there to offend anybody else. Now, I must say, when I'm around those that I am really, really comfortable with, and my few, friends and family that really know me, I can let it out there and I can let loose and let go, and I could care less about what anyone else is saying or thinking. But for the most part, I do. And that's just an aspect of an introvert. And then another thing is, I grew up in a sheltered environment. So when you grow up in a sheltered environment, what I feel like it has done to me, also being an introvert, is that I'm always trying to make sure I'm not letting anybody down. So I'm being super careful about the words that I speak and the actions that I take, because I don't want to disappoint anybody and I don't want to let anybody down. Because a part of my family sheltering me was not just about them protecting me, but it was also about them protecting themselves, because they didn't want me to do anything that was going to hurt or harm their image or their reputation in some way. So, that might be a little bit off on a tangent, but the point of it all is, what I wanted to say is that I'm just being beautifully honest. It felt so freeing to be in an atmosphere surrounded by hundreds of people that I did not know, and to be somehow, just showing who I really am, that I ended up getting some, notice by the woman who held the event. actually a couple of times, and that was really cool. And I'm not saying that she and I are best buds now, and now because I got called out, and or she came over and we did a 2-step together or whatever, that now I'm about to be this this rock star social media guru. I'm just basically saying that it really did something for my self-esteem, and I'm extremely blessed that I had the opportunity to go. And I'm so glad that I went with my friend and had this opportunity. But it was really, really a cool experience. I got to meet some of the people that are in this social media atmosphere, like Nicole Walters. She and I actually spoke, and she got a chance to share her story there because she's adopted 3 children that had their mother just basically gave them up because she was on drugs and she just couldn't kick it. And this woman adopted these children, and she didn't have any children, she and her husband. And the story that she shared, it really shook something in me, and I had the opportunity to speak with her and to have this amazing woman say, oh my God, like you're saying all this stuff and all I can do is focus on your eyelashes. Like that. So it was so funny, but it was just really like such a lighthearted moment. And even with Chalene Johnson, there was a moment when we were talking about different business ideas, and she asked people to raise their hands and name some things, and I raised my hand and I said something, and then she asked me, well, what do you do? And I said, I'm a master eyelash artist. And she just said, is there anybody else in the room right now? And I said, oh my gosh, she is so funny. But it's like it was just such a great experience. And she's like on this huge platform, has millions of followers, but was so super down to earth and really caring and giving of herself, and not just the surface crap that a lot of people give, because I've received that before and gotten nothing from it. It was a genuine, heartfelt, I want to see you succeed, and I want to hear what what you're doing. So I just wanted to talk about that and talk about this experience that I had, and it was really great. What I took away from this conference, and the opportunity that I had to just really let myself go and not worry about what others are thinking about me, was to have people that reached out to me, that saw me there. It because I allowed my walls to come down, it allowed other people to come in. And I had a number of people that reached out to me while I was there and said, you were one of the people that I wrote down that I wanted to come over and speak to, and I wanted to meet. And I mean, that was amazing. I didn't even think of myself that way. And to have these people say, I want to meet you, I wanted to talk to you, I want your contact information. It was really a great feeling. And even one woman, it was just a break in between the sessions, and I was just standing up and just dancing, and this woman came over and she said, oh, I thought you were about to do the electric slide. I said, well, come on, let's do it. So we just started doing the electric slide, just the 2 of us. And before we knew it, it was like, I don't know, almost 40 people around us that were doing the electric slide, and it was crazy. And for many that's like nothing, but I've never been the center of attention. And I'm not saying I was the center of attention there, but what I'm saying is those things were not things that ever happened to me before, because I never allowed myself to be in that place. But sometimes you get the opportunity to just let yourself go. And when you get the opportunity to just let yourself go like that, don't doubt it. Just let it go, because it's not always for you. It's to help somebody else. And I believe that me allowing my walls to come down will allow me to be able to help somebody else that reached out to me. And I'm actually doing that right now on YouTube. I'm letting my walls down and I'm allowing others to come in. So I really appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate, your comments. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. I really appreciate you guys being on this journey with me. So again, this is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, just being beautifully honest. And I hope you have a beautiful and amazing day.